Artists struggling to find their pocket need to go outside. Respectfully, though. Respectfully.
GRANQUIL RUCKUS GRANQUIL RUCKUS.
Hi, beautiful people. It's Naya, and welcome to whatever this is. The look is a little different. I usually don't film during the day, but I'm trying to get this video out before work because your girl fell asleep last night. But look at the view, y'all. Isn't it so beautiful? Last video, we talked about ways to drill your art practice. So this video, we're talking about ways to get artist inspiration. Shout out to you, Rye. You 1/3 of a part inspired this. And also shout out to me because this is my last video on this shit. Oh, sorry. The mic's right here. Let me not scream. No more recording videos on the phone. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? I'm finding it. I'm finding it. Boom. We got this. And I'm actually going to vlog with it this weekend. Test it out. Have some fun with that. I was not spending $800 on the, hold on. I'm not spending $800 on the Deji, but I did get their mic because I believe the same company makes this for half the price. If you want some tips on that, email me. You know, I'm not on my socials, as I said, for the 15th time. So for the people texting me saying, oh, why aren't you responding? I'm just posting on YouTube and that's it. However, go check out, you know, the socials, the TikToks, the Instagrams, whatever. I have a lot of artist tips on there. I post my art on there and my beautiful face stuff. Might as well show love because I will be back. I will. Everything's down in the description. If you got somewhere to be, I'm just going to tell you the key of artist inspiration is walking out that front door and documenting your life, your surroundings. The artistic practice not only is a battle with the mental, but you get a lot externally. That's really what it is. I feel like I always speak fast, but if I'm speaking faster than usual, I have to leave less than an hour, and it usually takes me 2 hours to film. So we're speeding through things today. Where are my cameras? I'm going to show you the cameras I have, and I'm going to show you what I do with them, the way I document my life, and the way I capture inspiration in order for me to transfer it into my artwork. You already saw my newest camera. So the camera I actually got right before that, my dad got for me. Shout out to you, father, if you're watching this. Look at this beauty. This is a Canon Rebel T7. I know Canon Rebels get a lot of hate. And I understand why you might hate on it in some ways, for the fact that the reason I had to get that other camera is because this records only for a certain limited amount of time and then I believe it shuts off, and I don't think there's a setting you can choose to change that. I'm just gonna be very transparent. I would not record YouTube videos with these. However, when I took photography in college, I had a Rebel T6, so a version before this, and let me tell you, I was able to capture great shots with this. Y'all, I'm gonna show you some of the shots. Not only do I have them digitally, I printed them, and they're nice prints too. Just give me a moment. Shout out to the artworks and the, oh shit. Maybe I should film up there more often. What the fuck? This is actually mad beneficial. The pictures I'm about to show you are not cameras taken with this, because I think it's pretty hard to find the Canon Rebel T6 now since it's an older model. However, my dad got me the upgraded version since I told him that's the camera I'm used to working with. And I'm just going to show you some of the shots that I have here. Y'all not think that's a beautiful photo? Am I tripping? This is around where I used to live in Sheepshead. And before y'all say, it's editing, y'all, I'm really not the best editor. I kid you not. If you're someone who's not good with camera settings, this is not good for you. I edit all my settings for almost every different position I take. Look at that. You can still see, like, these are beautiful shots. And I'm telling you, did I put them in Photoshop? Yes, but I did not edit the elements of the photo. I usually use it for cropping and centering. Like, y'all, first of all, shout out to Naya. We have the same name, just spelled very differently. Change the gradient to black and white might boost the clarity a tad bit. I probably take 7 minutes to edit my photos. Like, I really don't do much to it. I just really work with the contrast. I can show you my photography all day, but we have to move on. We got some points to hit. The next most recent camera I have is this Polaroid. I actually have another Polaroid camera, but it's an Instax. This is a Basquiat camera. I believe the estate is owned by his sisters. Please don't copy me. I don't have 100% knowledge on that, but I believe when I bought this, I had the assumption that was the case. So I'll put an editor's note somewhere. I feel like I'm much better with my Canon since I can adjust everything and everything's good. When it comes to Polaroids and film, I don't have a film camera yet, but I have worked with film. Working with these mediums, it made me realize how unsteady my hand is, so it taught me focus and how to actually capture the perfect shot. This is the Instax. I like this because there's a timer. Don't quote me, but I don't know, there is a timer on this. I lied. So there's a timer on both of these, but I know the old Instax because I used to have one, but I believe I gave it away. Does not have a timer. Right now, I'm just showing you some of the mediums I use when it comes to capturing my surroundings, because I use these photos in order to incorporate them in my artwork. we're gonna move along. And for the people who can't afford those options, my best friend actually got me this. I still have to use it. I don't know why I haven't used this yet. I'm so sorry, Chelsea. And I also have this camera. This camera was the camera I mainly use for study abroad. I believe it's under $50, probably like 40 something dollars. Promise you, this camera works so well. If you can afford it, get this camera. If you just want something just to throw in your bag, get your photos developed, this is the camera to work with. And if you don't want to spend any money, just use a cell phone. I have all my cell phones that I probably had throughout my life besides two. If I'm recording on a phone, which I did for majority of my barely YouTube career, I would just have another phone if I want to read off notes. It's just good to take pictures if you're recording something or doing something on the other phone. Phones are coming out with such great technology nowadays. If you don't have the money to get a new camera, just use your phone. You can get amazing shots. If you do want to enhance your photos and you just want to use your phone, I remember before I used to use certain filters on the back of my phone, and that was pretty helpful. So I'm big on physical media. I showed you all these digital ways besides the Polaroid cameras in order to document your life, but I want to emphasize the importance of physical media, and that's how I translate my perspective. Sorry, my brain is fried today. That's how I transport my perspective into my art. So even though I take pictures on these beautiful digital beings, I do print them as I showed you before. Sorry. Now I'm going to show you why I print them. I would show you how if I had a printer here, but just email me. I'm going to emphasize the importance of transferring these digital components into physical components and how these physical components can be artworks of themselves. Sorry, Naya, I'm going to use your face one more time. Her beautiful hair, and I wanted to draw it. Didn't finish it because I did it for more of a practice test. I was working with charcoals that I never used before. And this is where I got so far. And I still have it, I believe. So I do want to work on that some more. But that's a way I saw this picture. I took this picture with her consent. And with consent, you guys, you have to ask for consent with these things. I asked to draw her. And that way, these medias are mine. It's not like I saw a reference photo online, which I'm not faulting y'all for. I do as well. But this is mine. I took this photo, I edited this photo, I printed this photo, and now I'm drawing this photo. You understand what I mean? So all of it is your work. And this is such a beautiful shot. And now you have it in different ways because, yes, this is how the camera captured her, but now I'm drawing in a way where I see her. I've graduated college now, but when Naya and Naya were on campus together, I would see her all the time. So when I'm drawing her, I'm probably imagining her in different ways besides that shot. And I'm also using different mediums to convey how beautiful she is. I just think that practice is so dope. With that process, you have multiple artworks. You print that out, you can re-edit it, you can put it back in color. So you have one digital version that's in color, you print it out black and white, and then you have your drawing. That's three separate artworks right there. Do you understand what I'm telling you? And also when you print, especially when you print on premium paper, the colors print out differently. So let's say you're using this as a reference, your eyes are going to catch on to certain things because our eyes already lied to us. And as an artist, you have to train your eyes to see correctly, which I can do a video on later on if you guys are curious. I'm not perfect. I'm still learning myself, but I have taken a bunch of art classes, as I said before. So if you guys want tips on that, I can. I'm really just here for the brand new artists, that want some free resources. I got some notes to get through. I got to go to work, but we're actually moving on great, phenomenal time. I'm actually very proud of myself. So we're seeing the transition of how Naya, I saw her. She was my inspiration. I captured her. And then I captured her again. Such an intimate, beautiful process I believe more people should get into if they have the access to. I'm also going to get into some other physical medias that have inspired me. Last episode video, we talked about books, and I'm not going to get into books today because I basically made a whole video about all the art books that can inspire you. I'm actually going to show you some of my Polaroids. I don't know if I have it here. I have used my Polaroids for inspiration for a painting. I don't know if I have that specific Polaroid though with me because I borrowed it from a friend. It was a picture of the both of us. I know I need to work on finishing pieces. I know. I'm sorry. I feel the heat. This is a painting I did. My friend had Polaroids hanging of us from Halloween from freshman year. So what is this, 4 years ago now? That's crazy. Oh my goodness, that's so crazy. Anyway, but I can't remember her name from Clueless. I suck. And I was Little Red Riding Hood. I was just painting my views of that. I saw the Polaroids on her desk and I thought it was such a cute concept. You see how your own physical media can transcribe into your own artist inspirations and your own artworks? It's a beautiful thing. Your art inspiration is external. I understand, I also have the problem I can just draw in my room all day, 5 hours straight. and not talk to anyone, not see anybody, but y'all have a cup of tea at a coffee shop. Like I said last video, Kim Jong-il got his inspiration by sitting and observing. You have to go outside and see what you're missing. There are people that can be a little dangerous out here, but just keep some on you and you'll be straight. Go out during the day, have a little cup of tea. Sorry, I don't drink coffee, but if you want coffee, that's fine too. And just observe. You don't even have to draw your surroundings, but to immerse, just have different conversations. You know how much I've learned from just speaking to people? People just like to talk. I don't, but I love to listen. And I internalize that. And I feel like I use all these different experiences to shape the way I make my art. I started chatting. It's funny. I'm talking about I don't like to speak yet in front of a camera. I think it's just the people factor. I can be a little self-conscious and a bit introverted, but that's okay. You gotta force yourself. If you need some inspiration to get your little behind outside, I think next week's video, I think it's gonna show you how, even if you're quiet, you just gotta force yourself to do something new sometimes. Anyway, back to the original script, right? All my Polaroids, some of them are a little personal, so I think this slide is fine. Asia took the ones of me and I took the ones of the scenery. Like, these are beautiful. I love using different color frames. And I feel like on Polaroids, the colors really pop. I've noticed that. You just have to be careful with, I think this has a setting. I haven't used this in so long, y'all. I'm not going to lie to you. Or it automatically detects which picture to take on the light. Yeah, give me an idea of where to use this black and white film because I low-key forgot I had that. Jason and Kim, if you're watching, a shout out to you. Shout out Moni, Asia, Darius. Like, this is so cute. Look at these. My best friend and I, Chelsea, which I'm going to see this weekend. Every time we went to this movie theater, we would always take these film strips. There's no replacing little things like that. I love the scrapbooking. I love the photo albums. And that reminds me that there's a bunch more pictures I have to print. Honestly, if you're more of an interpreter, you don't even have to take the step of making your own physical media. Look at this artwork. This is one of my favorite movies and I love the soundtrack. I had to get it in vinyl. Let me show you something real quick. It's not necessarily an inspiration of this painting, but you see how like the colors are a bit vibrant. I believe this art style just calls for me, which is why I also love the Miles Morales Spider-Man movie. And this can inspire you. The soundtrack's also beautiful. Shout out to Kid Cudi. There's just so many different types of physical media that we can incorporate into our art and use for inspiration. Listen to an album you never listened to before. I have my little cassette tape player. Vinyls are expensive. If you want to have some of the same practice, get this. You can get this for probably $14. In my record player, I don't have one of the fancy ones. Mine is probably $40. I'm very transparent. Let's try to shop smaller shops, y'all. It's something I'm trying to get better at. The vinyls and the records I probably got all of them except maybe one or two in person. I try to support our record shops because I really can't have those shops die out. I've gotten so many different music recommendations. I've gotten recommendations from people that work there, the people that just go to the store. I'm trying to see what I was listening to last. I believe I was listening to Clip's album. I made a TikTok when I was still on there. I'm gonna put it on my shorts because I feel like it's related to today's video topic of document your life, invest in physical media, stop the tap, 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 tap. Even though if you're gonna tap, you might as well, stay here while I'm subscribing. Cassette tapes, since people don't listen to them anymore, they're like $5 a pop. I'll go into this record shop, look at the cover, and actually judge the book by its cover and say, we're gonna try something new today. Boom. And that's how I found my love for Fat Boys. Like, you see what I'm saying? You just have to give things a shot. There's also only certain music that's available on vinyl and cassettes. The more low-key artists, don't let their music die. And I'm not saying you have to hoard, y'all. Let me tell you something. If you don't want to do it, don't. I'm not your mother. I'm just suggesting a way for us to keep memories because I know people say what? It's easier to keep it digital, which it is, but do you know how personal it is to have a physical photo album of yourself? Phones change, this happens. My mom has physical pictures of me when I was a baby, and that's how I have them. She didn't have them on a phone. At least keep it on a flash drive. That's still physical because my dad, he has a copy. And so if something happens over there, I can still go over there and get some memories too. This is not hoarding. This fits pretty much all of the smaller Polaroids, and I literally keep all the other Polaroids because I haven't opened my album up yet in this. This doesn't count as hoarding, so if you want to use that, you're gonna have to miss me with that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. And where I keep my actual prints, this is not hoarding. Now, it can get there. I feel like people don't know balance. Do you feel inspired? There's so many ways to get inspiration. Even if we go back to the topic of books, people don't just have to read and get inspiration that way. I believe the lovely artist Basquiat, since we were just talking about him not too long ago, He inspires me in so many different ways. I'm a Haitian girl from Brooklyn, New York, y'all. How do I not love Basquiat, who's also Haitian from Brooklyn, New York? He's also Afro-Latino as well. His mother was Puerto Rican and his dad was Haitian. I bring him up because I believe what gave him one of his greatest artist inspirations. He was in an accident, unfortunately. I believe it was car accident. Again, don't quote. I'll have an editor's note per usual. His mother got him this anatomy book, and that's what got the wheels turning. You see how beautiful that is? Also, give your children books. I'm not saying give for children only books, because that can be a little bogus too. Meet your child in the middle. But you see that change everything. And there's so many different types of books, so many different types of ways to grasp inspiration. I understand a lot of artists, when they don't feel inspired, they go back to the basics, which makes a ton of sense. But don't get lost there. You have to create. You got to create your pieces. And it's very interesting, this piece right here, because I don't usually create pieces like that, right? It was very different for me, but it's one of my favorites. And I actually got the idea from that, you know, shameless plug. But again, it's a free resource. I have a website called Iltrove. I talked about it maybe a couple of videos back. And it's a website I designed for artists, for Artist Block. I wrote the list of words on there, so there's no AI or anything like that. It's basically a random word generator split up into 6 groups. You can first generate the words, and it's going to give you a random assortment, and you can pick, I want to only work with mediums. I only want to do this. Compile your certain idea in the making, and it's purposely dull. So it's not going to write the idea for you. That's not what it's for. It's supposed to get the wheels turning. I made it because sometimes you want to try a new medium, and sometimes you just want to get a little push in the round. And one thing I like about pushes, it pushes people in different ways. So I might read something and I might be like, I'm going to create an art piece. The concept, what? Let's say the color is turquoise and the concept is hell and the medium is soap. I'm going to get a Irish Spring soap bar and carve what I believe Lucifer would be depicted as. This got very dark. I apologize.
Okay, quick editor's note. We're trying something new today. Anyway, so that concept I was talking about with the Lucifer being soap, I was thinking about it. Can someone please do that? Can a soap carver carve Lucifer into a soap bar? It doesn't have to be Irish Spring. But hear me out. The concept of making Lucifer with all the connotations attached to what Lucifer is. People, when they talk about a certain evil, they compare it to being dirty, and the fact that you're carving Lucifer, hear me out, into a soap bar, I don't know, the comparisons there, the irony there. I kind of think we deserve to see.
I guess the twist can be that he has 4 feet. I don't fucking know. I think one of these YouTube videos, I'm going to give a demo of how my website works. Not this month, next month. I already have so many things filled up for this month. I did want to speak more about Basquiat, but I'm going to save him for Caribbean Heritage Month.
Another editor's note while I'm making some vegan nuggets and fries. The reason why I'm making the Basquiat video for Caribbean Heritage Month is because I want to connect him to Haitian artists. I've seen some overlap when I was doing some research. Since I'm very artistic, I wanted to see if there's some references I can look at pertaining to my culture. And when I was doing this research, I saw this one piece. I'll make a video on it because I can't find it right now. But I was like, whoa, it reminded me of one of Basquiat's pieces. So I was like, it's crazy how, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but how those overlaps can happen due to our roots. And for Black History Month, very important that we focus on Black Americans, important that we highlight them and everything they've done and gone through. I am a Haitian girl, both my parents are Haitian, but I was born in Brooklyn, New York. And the duality of that is beautiful. We celebrate Blackness every day over here.
Right now, I need to dedicate a time to make a video for the Black Americans. They deserve their shine. A video will be coming before the end of Black History Month, so I promise. I keep my word to it. I'm reading passages from The Soul of a Nation. I want to make sure all my history and all my facts are right, so just give me some time with that. Okay, we're at 40 minutes about, and that means I have to fucking go soon. This is what I usually do, y'all. I don't write necessarily script. I just write out all the points I have to hit and how I want to hit them, and I usually go off script the fuck anyway. Oh, that's actually a good point. I'd be smart sometimes. Physical media, it can be things like posters. These are 2 flyers when I was in college, when I was part of certain art galleries for their showings. A friend gifted this to me. I play bass, and I literally have Jimi Hendrix as my wallpaper to this day because it just inspires me. We got Basquiat here. We got Ali. And this is a painting by Micah. I talked about him in the... I feel like I'm always talking about him. He's Great. I love his YouTube videos and I bought a print from him. Those are also ways to get inspiration around you in your art space. And I also said playing cards is another way to show a bunch of art, which I low-key want to make sometime in my career. We'll get there another time. That's far. But things like playing cards, different games, all these little things, you can show your artistic practice. If you're also bored with the same medium, you want to try something new, put yourself out there. You know, it doesn't have to be good. Good is subjective, sort of. I just want to say something that my art professor told me that I will never, ever forget. She helped me get out of my art rut after a professor prior low-key fucked me up. I was seeking her approval. Naya, get off your knees, get up. I was like, please, is this good? Are we on the right track? Da, da, da. And every time she would look at me so confused when I would say that, she really said to me one day, me telling you that is good doesn't mean anything. Now, I can tell you if you are on the track you want to get to based on where you say you are trying to go. Because me just answering if it's good or not good, that's not going to get you anywhere. That changed everything for me. I wrote out this whole statement, made this whole PowerPoint of where I'm trying to go with my art. She sat there, said, I got you. From that point on, I would have weekly meetings with her, and she would use the point of where I personally wanted to get to, which was more on a conceptual sense, really. And she would use certain techniques to push me there. Claire, if you're watching this, I love you so much. You really helped me on my art journey, and I forever am indebted to you. I do have to double back to documenting your life because that's another thing that I made a highlight of this video. Now, I'm not telling you to vlog like me. You don't got to do that. I'm just saying have a reference as some sort of log for yourself. That can be writing. I love my writers. One of my greatest friends is a writer. Shout out to you, Aisha, again. That can be personal video journals. You don't have to post them at all. Don't feel like you have to post everything. I certainly don't. Journaling as well. Bullet journaling, commonplace journaling, art journaling, all of it. Just have some way to document. It doesn't always have to be picture. Last point. We're on the last point. Okay, and actually, that means I need to start making videos quicker because I was actually able to get this done under an hour. So I'd be bullshitting. I just wanted to tie everything together one last time of how I make my art. So this beautiful boy, we have JP. Shout out to you, JP. This is one of the first artist collections. It's about Black facial features and uplifting them. I wrote a whole statement about it. This picture, I love this shot. I love the locks, you know. Lock representation. We literally just went outside probably for an hour or two. It didn't really take much. Again, I used the Canon T6. This is the T7 though, to take all those shots. And if you want to see them, I have them posted somewhere on my social media, and I actually got an honorable mention award for it. You see, your girl, I took those shots, took it to Photoshop, made some black and white, and I came up with a pretty good collection. Don't judge, I barely finished this painting, but the shot was in my head of his face, and I was working on it. I need to finish that. With college, the move study abroad, I was never in one place where I could have all my art supplies. I don't have that excuse now. A lot of times I just go out there and shoot for my inspiration. That's when I do it off references. When I make my artwork on references, I want it to be my view, my shot. Because at the end of the day, oh, what are you drawing? What are you painting? My photography, my view. That's dope to me. When I make my other art pieces, I have some pieces based on practice. When it comes to these, this is what my art professor was helping me conceptually. I love the more graphic and realism aspect together. I like how you obviously say, okay, this is a boy, this is a face, these are Black people. And I like how there's certain elements about it that you might not find in everyday life. Like, when are you going to often see that purple gradient? I love the effect of the acrylic and how strong it looks, like with the gold fronts, things like that. That's my artistic view. New painting on the way. Canvas all primed and ready. It's going to be this way. Stay excited for that. What helps me come up with the content for those? I just write. I write, I read, I listen to our Black leaders. If you want more inspiration on that, I have a whole playlist on Black nuance. I love showing Black people in a positive light. That's my whole thing. I just think we are so great, even though the media tells us that we're not. I do on certain concepts, on certain things I view. TV, movies, everything, my family. If you're in a rut, you just gotta turn to your left. And if you have a calling to do something, you gotta do it. That's it, and that's all. Stay tuned next week, more vlog style. The week after that might be either painting video or Black history video. It depends. And the week after that will just be the other one of that, if that makes sense. But I love you. I hope you have a wonderful day, week, and weekend. I feel like I'm missing something. Fuck it. Farewell.
But I had one got more heat, so please come back.